Experts say about 10% of Americans have fertility problems, and many couples spend years and thousands of dollars trying to conceive. But now some are finding a solution half a world away in India. NBC Nightly News digital correspondent Mara Schiavocampo recently traveled there to find out what's really going on. Mara, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. Well, it's a rapidly growing business, one where Indian women are hired to carry the babies of those who can't. And while it's a new way for Indian women to earn a living, it's also raising some ethical questions along the way. In just a few hours, Usha Thorat will find out if she's pregnant with someone else's child. 2 weeks ago, doctors at this fertility clinic in southern India implanted the 27-year-old with an embryo made with the sperm and egg of a foreign couple. A pregnancy would make her one of India's many surrogate mothers, a booming commercial industry often described as, quote, wombs for rent.
I am mentally prepared to give this baby away to the couple.
24-year-old Pratibha Mane is 13 weeks pregnant. Pratibha will be paid about $4,000. That's several years' worth of pay.
What I earn, I will spend on my children's education and future.
Lisa and Brian Schweitzer in San Antonio, Texas, spent about 7 years and $90,000 on fertility treatments.
And there's times that I'd just wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be crying because I couldn't figure it out.
In what they say was a last-ditch effort, the Schweitzers sold their house and are using some of the money, about $25,000, to pay for an Indian surrogate and doctor they found with the help of online facilitator Planet Hospital. Shortly after returning from India, they got an email from the clinic.
Breathe. Well, we got a baby.
And several weeks later, more good news. Not one baby, but two. Proponents of the Indian surrogacy practice say it's a win-win arrangement, but critics are quick to point out potential problems. For one thing, there are no Indian laws regulating the industry, and there could be other complications.
We don't know what the psychological risks are. I don't know if there's any data in terms of medical problems, complications, or possibly death.
Despite these risks, in some cases there are waiting lists for Indian women who want to become surrogates. For Usha, the wait is over. It's the beginning of a new life, and for Usha, an opportunity for a new beginning. Usha and Pratibha both have children of their own. Most clinics in India won't consider a surrogate who doesn't have a family. They want to be sure the women know exactly what to expect from pregnancy and childbirth.
All right, Mara, thank you very much. And as we just saw, with the help of an Indian surrogate, Brian and Lisa Schweitzer are now expecting twins. Good morning to both of you. Congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you.
So talk to me a little bit about how you came to this decision. You had been trying to conceive for, what, about 7 years?
Exactly.
What else had you tried? I mean, what other procedures?
Well, we had actually gone through a couple of IUI, or interuterine inseminations, and we were going to try IVF, but I kept having complications, and after about 5 biopsies, they decided that my uterus just wasn't good enough to carry.
So you looked at surrogacy, and then why India?
Truthfully, we just looked at the price of what it would cost to do a surrogate, and we actually had a chance for Brian's sister to carry for us. But she was in a car accident, and she could no longer carry. It had thrown out her back. So we really had to find a viable solution that wasn't as expensive as being in the United States.
You thought this was a bit of a scam at first, didn't you?
Well, I was skeptical, absolutely. You're looking at going halfway around the world, and anybody asking for money up front for anything is, over the internet is something you want to, look at, because anybody can throw up a web page and look legitimate.
I want to mention, you're having twins, as I said, and yet you don't know the gender, right? For a very good reason.
We're not allowed to know the gender.
Yeah. They don't want gender selection or designer babies in India.
So nobody finds out the gender of their baby before they're born in India?
No. So we're still fighting over names.
Women in India at childbirth are 69 times more likely to die during childbirth. There's a lot of concern and criticism that this whole industry is unregulated, that there's strictly voluntary adherence to certain guidelines. Did the risks involved bother you at all when dealing with something half a world away?
Seriously, this is an important point for me, because that statistic is based on the entire nation. And many women in India do not have any health care whatsoever. It's a rural area most of the time. So you are going to have a higher death frequency there. But these surrogates, they have nutritionalists, they have nurses that they see at least every 2 weeks. I get ultrasounds all the time. So the fear factor really went down when you see how much is put into their health.
$7,000, is that about right for the actual surrogate, the fee to the surrogate? But then you have travel expenses, you go there. So what do you think, it's about $80,000 in the United States, what do you think this will end up costing you in total?
Right at about 30.
30, so it's a significant savings.
Absolutely.
And this idea of it being half a world away, you can't drop by in the afternoon to see the surrogate mom. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing because we are a bit disconnected. We can get emails and they'll tell us that she's doing fine. Here's the ultrasounds. Here's her reports. Of whatever levels they take. So we know she's doing fine. But it would be nice to watch the baby grow. And to feel it kick.
And Mara, the best way for American couples to connect to an Indian surrogate is what?
Well, they can use a facilitator like the Switzers did, which was Planet Hospital, or they can do their own research. I mean, this is being done in every major city in India. The facilities are excellent. The doctors are well trained. So if they're up for the research, they can do it themselves.
Your twins are due when?
They're due August 2nd, but we think they'll come early in July.
Well, good luck. Brian and Lisa, congratulations. Good luck to you. Mara, thanks very much for being here. We appreciate it.